There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino is the Name. Hey, yo, what's going on right now? You're watching Casino is the Name. So I'm getting ready to sell a house. We remodeled a house a little while back, getting ready to sell it. Just received the earnest money. We just signed the contract, from the official offer. It's to an investor. I was trying to sell it previously to an investment company, but turns out the company didn't actually have any money. What they were doing is they were going to buy it and then they were going to sell it to an end buyer. I guess their job is to find deals. And so they were trying to flip it to another broker or another investor. But it was very surprising because it was a fairly decent sized company they have a whole system. They send people out to inspect the house, investigate. They had somebody come out, take pictures of it. It was a very, very professional, pretty professional situation. Like you would have thought that it was like Zillow or something buying this house. Like these people were very, very professional. Just turns out that even though we negotiated and we came to what we came to, and I could have probably pushed the issue to try to receive something because we had locked the house up, as far as in contract with them for a while, just so that they can do all their due diligence and things like that. Now, they've never put no earnest money down. They were going to pay cash. It was cool. I have no problem with it. It was going to be a decent amount of money for me. I'm into the house about $38,000. I was like around $35,000 for it. And they were going to buy it for like around $110 or so. It was going to be a quick flip. But turns out they couldn't actually come up with the money. The company just could not get the money to go to closing. And we were supposed to close in like 8 days, and they had to back out in 8 days. Now, we had been locked in for 2 months, a month and a half, 2 months. I think it was like 2 months or something like that, where we just matter of fact, we had came to a deal long before because I had a tenant in there and I had to wait for them to move and all of that. And so we were locked in maybe 3 or 4 months before we actually were supposed to close. So we get ready to go to close. 8 days out, they say, "Oh my God, I'm sorry to say this, but we just can't come up with the money." So I wanted to avoid that at all costs this time. As a matter of fact, I almost said, you know what? I'm not even trying to sell it anymore again, right? I'm just gonna hold on to it, touch it up, and maybe make it a long-term rental or Airbnb, something like that. I ain't tripping. I wasn't even focused on real estate. I'm gonna be honest. Like there's been people who hit me up saying, "Hey, I know an investor." I'm like, look, I'm not even trying to talk to these folks because a lot of these people don't have their own money anyway. I want people who got their own money. So I get a call. Guy says, "Hey, I live in this neighborhood. Or I have 4 houses in this neighborhood. I was wondering if you'd be interested in selling it. I see it's sitting vacant. Looks decent inside because you can see through the window. Is it still for sale? Because we see it on the marketplace." And I said, you know what? I never put it on the marketplace. Whatever marketplace that is, that's probably the other company that was trying to sell it to an investor, to somebody like him. So I was like, yeah, I'm not interested in it. I mean, I'm interested in hearing an offer. I'm always interested in hearing an offer, but I'm not like super motivated, or whatever. So he says, "Hey, can I go through there, check it out?" I said, "Sure." Got a keypad on the door, gave him the code. He sent me his ID. He checked it out. I checked him out. He checked the house out. So he goes, he looks at it. He calls me back immediately. "Yo, I want to make you an offer right now today. I got to talk to my business partner or whatever." And I hate when they say they got to talk to their business partner because it's like they ain't really making the decision themselves. So, but he said, no, he's putting the money up. It's going to be him. Because I told him, look, I'm not interested. If you got to find the money from somebody else, I'm not fit to do all that. I'm not going to do all that. So he said, no. It's going to be his house. He has money. He's going to be putting the money up, and he wants to go ahead. And we came to an agreement, right? We came to an agreement. It's a decent amount of money. It's about 50,000 or so, a little more than 50,000 that I'd walk away with. But I'm gonna pay some cars off, pay off a couple vehicles and stuff like that. But nothing. I'm not gonna be doing nothing too crazy, because he was like, "Yo, why don't you take the money and then just put it into another property, and we'll come buy that property from you as well. Like you fix up another property. We like what you did here. You do this again to another property. We'll come buy that one from you." And it's an interesting thought, but my main focus right now is I got some other things that I'm working on, so I'm gonna show you guys all of that too. So yeah, there you have it. I'm $50,000 flip. We should be closing in about a month or so, but never count your eggs before they hatch. But I will say, he's like, "Yo, I'm sending the earnest money. We have a lawyer sending the earnest money to the lawyer." The lights were off. The lights were off out of my name. So I still had a bill there from when my tenant previously moved out. They kept the lights in my name for a little bit longer or whatever than we were originally planning on. I wasn't tripping. I ain't tripping. It's what it is. So I had a bill there that was past due, and my account was deactivated there or whatever. So I knew I was going to have to turn the lights back on. So I was under the impression that it was going to be about $500, because they told me it was going to be like a $300 reconnection fee or something, plus whatever the bill was. So I was like, okay, that's going to be like $5 something. So, but I was like, like I said, I wasn't necessarily, this is all happening fast, first of all. So I wasn't sure if I was going to do it now or, in a couple of days, like, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks or something like that. I was going to reactivate the lights or whatever. But I wasn't like in a rush, We came to an agreement. He walked into it during the day, but he wants to get the lights on, right? So he hits me up and he says, "Hey, are you planning on is it possible for you to turn the lights on so that, in the next day or two, so that I can get in and check it out?" And I'm like, "Sure, all right, no big deal," right? That's what I'm saying in my mind. But he sent the message before I got a chance to actually get around to replying. Like I didn't see when he sent me the message, the investor. And so by the time I see the message, first thing I read is, "Can you cut the lights on?" I'm like, of course, I know I got to cut the lights on. I need to turn the water on so you guys can get in there and check out everything. I know, because you're in your due diligence period. I'm going to handle that, right? So, because what was crazy is I had previously, the day before, I had called the electric company to find out what it was going to cost after we had started our negotiations, because I wasn't ready to start turning the lights on and stuff there, because I was focused on other stuff that I got going on. Like, I wasn't worried about that house down there. That was going to be in the next month or so. I was going to be probably leaning that way to try to start getting things back, cleaned up there and stuff like that. But he was like, "Hey, can you cut the lights on?" I already was planning on doing that. And I misunderstood what they said the first time when we were talking about turning the lights back on. So I hit him up, or he hit me up and was like, "Hey, he said, 'Hey, can you turn the lights back on?'" And I'm like, "Sure," right? In my mind, because that's the first thing I see. And before I get a chance to reply, I read the second message he sends, and he says, "Let me know how much it'll cost. I'll even pay for it." Oh, you serious? I like people like you. You did the earnest money, and you paying for the lights to be turned on? I was going to say, yeah, I was about to turn them on for you, right? But cool, let's do that. Yeah, absolutely. You send the money, and I'll turn them on immediately, whatever. So he says, okay, what did he say? He said, "Okay, how much is it?" I said, "Let me call him and find out." It took about 20 minutes to get through Georgia Power. Get through, I'm saying, "Hey, how much is it total to pay the previous bill and reconnect?" They said the previous bill is $454. I said, oh, see, I'm thinking it was going to be like $500. Is that including the reconnection fee? And they said, no, the reconnection fee is another $300. I said, damn. $754 is what y'all want me to pay, So in my mind, he's not gonna pay that because I told him I think it's around 500 or so, and he said, okay, well, just let me know how much. So I'm like, all right, cool. So when they tell me that, in my mind, well, shoot, I'm still gonna come out of pocket, right? Because he's paying what, like up maybe like 500. There's no way this guy's gonna pay 754, so I got to put like 250 with it. No problem. So I sent him, but I was like, you know what? Let's see how bad he want it. You know, if he's motivated, I guess he really, really wants this house. So I send him a text and say, hey, I send him a screenshot. Hey, this is the previous bill. This is what they're saying, and the $300 reconnection fee. I'm sure he's familiar. He has 4 houses in that space, in the area. So I sent him that information. He said, okay, cool. He Zelles me the money. He's like, yo, give me a minute. You know, he didn't say, hey, you know, I was waiting for him to say, look, you said it was gonna be like this. I can pay you this much. Are you able to? He ain't negotiate nothing. He just sent the 754. I turned around, called, hey, I'm ready to pay it right now. I paid it. And so, yeah, so that was actually something that I had pre-planned for me to pay, you know, so that was an amazing situation. And so, you know, the earnest money, put down the earnest money, so if the deal falls through, at least I'll get something, right? Because like the other deal, with them never putting earnest money down and all of that kind of stuff, like it kind of went to the wayside because I held the house for them for months and nothing came out of it. But I was just so sure, like, you know, these people were, so at least this time, if it falls through, he's paid the light bill and he's put the earnest money down, so I'll be good regardless. So yeah, that's where we are. But yeah, it's gonna be about a $50,000 profit or so. And then I'll just pay off some cars and clean up some things because I got some other plans. You guys stay tuned, all right? Yep, $50,000 flip. Well, that's the profit. So anyway, right now you're watching Casino Is the Name. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we out. There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino Is the Name.